So I want you to really think about this as you're having sex or as you're masturbating, whatever, self-pleasuring. What is your body doing? Are you moving your body? Are you allowing yourself to breathe? Are you allowing your breath to expand and contract fully? Are you making sounds? All of these things are important to the movement of sexual energy. Hey, what's up guys? I'm Jonathan White. I'm here to help you master your sexual energy so you can manifest your ideal life. If you want to learn more about sexual mastery, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified when I release new videos and go live. Make sure you get my free ejaculation control course through the link in the video description below. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to turn your spine into a pump for sexual energy, moving sexual energy in the body, right? So this is a very important aspect of learning to have full body orgasms, full body states of orgasm, and learning to move sexual energy out of the genitals and through the rest of the body, which is, a major goal if you want to have a much heightened experience of sex as a man, right? So the spine functions as a bit of a pump, both physiologically, physically, moving the cerebrospinal fluid up and down the spine, nourishing the brain, keeping the spine lubricated, but also on an energetic level, the spine is very much connected to chi moving through the body. It connects to both the essential channels, the Chong Mai, the Sushumna, and the back channel, the Du Mai. So first of all, having an open spine is very important for getting sexual energy to move through your body. If you're really blocked up in this area of your body, it can be difficult to get the sexual energy to move upwards in the body. So most guys have a very, very limited experience of sex and orgasm. And I think a major part of this is because we're often so stiff. Definitely during masturbation. I mean, this is the position most guys are in. They're masturbating. They're sitting on a chair, looking from the computer all hunched over. This doesn't really promote a good flow of energy throughout the body. What happens here is that you're masturbating, you're looking at porn images on a screen, you're building up all this arousal, but you're so stuck in your body, you're so contracted in your body, there's no space for the energy to go. All you feel is what's happening in your genitals, and then it has to shoot outwards, right? That's the sexual experience of most men. And then that becomes implemented into sex, and it's often not that much different. Maybe there's a little bit of moving around, but in general, men tend to be pretty stiff in their bodies, right? And their minds as well, right? And so we want to remedy this, to learn to pump sexual energy upwards in the body, to have much greater sexual control, to be able to control your ejaculation, but also to get into much higher states of orgasm, full body states of orgasm. When you learn to pump the sexual energy up your spine and move it through your entire body, it really, really amplifies your experience of sex to a whole nother dimension. So I want you to really think about this as you're having sex or as you're masturbating, whatever, self-pleasuring. What is your body doing? Are you sitting there stiffly? Are you completely absorbed like in images or mental fantasy and just completely absorbed in only the feelings that are happening in your genitals? Are you moving your body? Are you allowing yourself to breathe? Are you allowing your breath to expand and contract fully? Are you making sounds? All of these things are important to the movement of sexual energy, but in this video, we're gonna really be focusing on the movement with the spine, right? And it doesn't matter whether you're in a relationship or whether you're single, you have no partner right now, you can implement what I'm saying. In fact, the best time to train is when you're single, because you can practice this without it feeling awkward, right? And then by the time you are with a partner, you've already mastered it because you've learned the method of self-cultivation. So there's two major pumps, we could say, energetically and physically in alignment with the spine, right? The first one is the sacral region, the lower back and the tailbone area. This is the sacral pump. This is often the most blocked for men. And so when we start to open up this sacral pump, we can start to move the sexual energy beyond the pelvis region and start to get it moving up the spine, right? The other pump is the occipital region, right? Basically where the skull meets the spine. This is known as the jade pillow in Chinese medicine. This point here. These two connect together. A lot of body workers are well aware that the pelvis is very much connected to the neck. So when we start to open these two areas and link them together, we can get a much improved movement of energy through the spine. And obviously this has very beneficial implications to our sexual health. So first of all, having a regular stretching practice, doing yoga asanas is a really, really great kind of daily self-care routine to open up the spine and keep these regions open, right? Flexibility is important. Little disclaimer here, do these practices at your own risk after you have your doctor's permission, of course. So let's look at the sacral pump, all right? Basically what we're going to do is you're gonna be in a standing position, and don't worry, you'll be able to implement this into any sexual position or even sitting down after a while, but it's easiest to learn this in a standing position. What you're going to do is tilt your hips forward and back. We're gonna get graphic here. We're gonna be doing lots of this, just a warning, right? So pumping the sacrum, pumping the hips forward and backwards. But I want you to try doing this by squeezing the butt cheeks gently. So you kind of squeeze the glutes and feel that drives your pelvis forward. And put one hand on your lower back and notice how your spine straightens when you do that. So squeeze the glutes, push it forward, and then release back. Forward and back, forward and back. And just notice the sensations in your spine as you do that. Notice how it starts to warm, it starts to bring more warmth into the spine, it starts to heat up this area, warm it up, starts to feel more alive, right? And this squeezing of the glutes gently, not like going crazy with this, right? Not exactly like trying to pinch a penny in there, right? Just a subtle squeezing of the glutes. You'll definitely feel your butt cheeks engaged, but not, to the maximum of your ability. You don't want to create tension here. This creates this piezoelectrical effect on this area of the body, on the spine, the sacrum, the tailbone, and starts to generate energy and also create this movement of energy up the spine as we do this, right? And when you combine this with breathing, so as you inhale, you push forward. Exhale as you come back. Inhale, push forward. Exhale, back. Starting to create the spinal pump. Now, to take it one step further, as you inhale, move your awareness in a wave from the perineum, from the pelvic floor, from the genital area, up the spine, all the way up to the head as you inhale. So you can use your hand or have someone else kind of move their hand up your back in a wave just to create that sensation, or maybe find an object, you can do that with yourself, just to get a more kinesthetic awareness of that area. Then you can start to reproduce that with your mind, just tracing your mind along this pathway as you inhale. And as you exhale, just relax your mind. So basically just focus on the upward drop as you inhale. You can also exhale and sweep your awareness down the front of the body. That's working with the Microcosmic Orbit, but it's not necessary right now, basically. And now we're gonna look at the occipital region, right? The connection of the skull to the spine as we do this at the same time. So we already have that hip motion down. What we're going to do now is, as we push the hips forward, you're going to gently tuck in your chin. So it's like if you kind of push your chin in and slightly look down, you feel how the head kind of comes in and back and it kind of stretches this upper part of your spine. Don't overdo it. Be very careful. If you have any neck injuries, things like that, don't do this, but be careful with your spine. This is a fragile area. You don't want to be, hey Bill, how'd you break your neck? Well, I was having some tantric sex with Deborah and I done overworked my occipital region. You don't want that to happen to you, all right? So as you inhale, the head comes in and up slightly. And just allow it to kind of go back to neutral as you exhale. And you may have noticed by now, what are we doing? We're thrusting, right? So we're creating this thrusting movement forward and backwards as we do this. So I think you already know by now how you're gonna implement this into sex or self-pleasure. What I recommend is you first practice this by yourself, as all sexual kung fu exercises, because it's a lot easier just to experiment and play and have fun with it and not worry about, whether you're doing it right or not when you're by yourself, right? So stimulate yourself, but I recommend doing this standing up to start with, right? And as you're stimulating yourself, use this pushing forward of the hips, you lightly squeeze your glutes, tucking in the chin, while sweeping the awareness up the spine as well. And you're going to basically start pumping sexual energy through your body. So once you get that down in a standing position, you can experiment with it while you're laying down. You can experiment with it kind of in a sitting position or on your hands and knees. Obviously it'll take a little bit of practice to implement it into various positions, but once you do that, you have the skill. And then of course you can integrate this directly with the partner. So this becomes one of your main methods of movement during sex, is this pumping of the butt cheeks, creating this suction in the spine which starts to pull the sexual energy up. And it's going to feel a bit awkward at first because you're ingrained with certain habits you have during sex, but with some practice this will become one of your new habits, and it will become the habit of sexual energy moving through your entire body versus just not knowing what to do with all this arousal building up and then it just ejaculates out, right? So you're developing skill, you're developing sexual mastery. So practice with that, enjoy it. I know you'll get a lot of benefit from this if you really work with it, and have fun. If you like this training, this is just a small sample of some of the material I'm teaching in my 12-week course, Multi-Orgasmic Man. This is a complete guide to learn how to move sexual energy through your body, have non-ejaculatory orgasms, and last for hours during sex. Find out more information about that in the link in the description of this video. Please subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, and leave a comment below. Have a great day, my friends.